Okay, so if you know me, one of the things that I mention a lot is that before you go out looking for your first full-time job after you graduate, you want to make sure you already have relevant work experience under your belt from within the industry that you ideally want to work in. Relevant work experience is one of the things that I do talk about a lot because it's something that will set you apart from other candidates and help you land a job that you love, not to mention all the other benefits that working brings with it. But the struggle is real right now with the whole health crisis turned economic crisis that the world has found itself in. And what that means for so many of you who are about to graduate or who have recently graduated is that finding work isn't the same challenge that it was last year or even 6 months ago. It is way harder. So, I wanted to offer up one suggestion for you to think about so that you can still make steps forward. So, here we go. Okay, so we know that getting work experience before you graduate is going to bring you a massive advantage when it comes time to finding a full-time job. And we know that there are limited opportunities out there right now. So if you are struggling to find good quality, relevant work experience that is legitimately going to help you get an exciting job after you graduate, my suggestion to you is to focus on figuring out what your ideal first job is once you graduate, and then go about finding unpaid work experience or an unpaid internship in that exact area right now, so that once you graduate, you are perfectly lined up to go into that field, or even better, transition straight into a full-time role with the same company without the hassle and the stress of a recruitment process. Now, you might think I'm crazy. Obviously, no one wants to work for free for a long time, and it's not sustainable either when you have rent and bills to pay. But what finding unpaid work experience does is accepts that the jobs market is awful right now and instead sets yourself up to play the long game, so that as soon as the economy has picked up again, you are going to be perfectly positioned to find a job that you really want. Okay, so it's easy to say, but how do you go about this? The first thing I would do is make a list of 20 businesses that you would love to work for. And if you've got the time, I recommend you spend a good few hours researching businesses online by looking at company websites, scrolling through social media pages, reading annual reports and online articles. The trick here is to be super targeted and make sure your list of 20 businesses are ones that you really want to work in. If you're going to work for free, you've got to make sure that you are going to get a lot out of it. Next, you should call or send an email to each of those 20 businesses stating that you are a university student or a graduate that wants to work in this specific industry. Say how you've identified this business and be super specific about what attracted you to this business and why you want to work there. Convey that you are looking for unpaid work experience to build your skills and experience in this industry, that you would love to hear about any projects that you could assist with over a 6 to 12 week period, either part-time or full-time, and then provide your contact details and just see what comes back. I bet that if you apply this approach, you will find 1 or 2 opportunities out of the 20 that come your way. Now, a couple of other things to increase your chances of success. Firstly, I would suggest you focus on small to medium-sized businesses if you want to get traction quickly. Your email is much more likely to reach the right person in a smaller business than in a large organization. Plus, small to medium-sized businesses will generally be able to act faster when it comes to making a decision about onboarding a new team member, even if it is short-term and unpaid. Secondly, I would make sure to specify that it's projects that you're looking for. I've had a number of university students who have approached me or my company directly asking about internships, and I've always been able to find a project that my team hasn't had capacity to work on amongst the usual day-to-day, but that would be perfect for an intern. So using the word project is going to get the person that you contact thinking about what they need to get done in their business that you could possibly help with. Thirdly, when you send your email, be really specific about why you have targeted this particular company. Being specific and honest will help the person you contact realize that you have done your homework and that you are genuine. And finally, make sure you limit the time frame that you want to work for. You are much more likely to be successful in landing yourself a role if the employer knows that there is a clear expectation that the period of work experience is finite. It's going to come to an end. Now, you still might be thinking that it is not worth working for free, but what if 6 weeks of unpaid work experience now meant that in a year's time you had the skills to set yourself apart from other candidates and land your ideal first job? Would that be worth it? Or if you knew that the employer became a reference that you used on your resume for the next 5 years and kickstarted your career? Or if this unpaid work transitioned straight into a full-time job. Okay, that's it. So if you try this approach and it works out for you, please let me know. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.